Today we're going to change gears and do something that I think is a little bit easier than adding and subtracting fractions. Adding and subtracting fractions is not hard once you learn the process, but if you don't learn the process, you do struggle adding and subtracting fractions with unlike denominators. So we're going to change gears a little bit. I thought it would be good for you to work on something that was a little bit easier. So multiplying fractions are fairly simple because all you have to do is multiply straight across. That's it. You multiply the numerator by the numerator, you multiply the denominator by the denominator, and then you just simplify your answer. That's it. You don't have to worry about rewriting them up and down. You don't have to rewrite them vertically. You just multiply your numerator by your numerator, your denominator by your denominator, and simplify your answer. I simply say multiply straight across. That's it. That is when you're multiplying a fraction by a fraction or a fraction by a whole number. So let's work on some examples of multiplying fractions by fractions. Go ahead and write these in your notebook. Make sure, if you have not, that you write the notes down in your notebook. Every day you should be putting these notes in your notebook to have to look back at as you're doing your homework or your examples in class. So if you need to pause the video at this time and write these notes down so you will have them. Once you finish, unpause the video and move on to the examples. Example number 1. 1/2 times 2/3. I have a fraction times a fraction. And when you're multiplying a fraction times a fraction, all you have to do is multiply straight across. So you say your numerator times your numerator. 1 times 2 is 2. And then you say your denominator times your denominator. 2 times 3 is 6. Always remember the last step, which is to simplify your answer. So ask yourself, is there a number that will go into both 2 and 6? And there is a number. If you think about the hint I taught you, always start with your numerator. See if it will work first. 2 will go into 6, so divide them both by 2. 2 divided by 2 is 1, and 6 divided by 2 is 3. My final answer in simplest form is 1/3. I know it's in simplest form because my numerator is 1. Let's try another one. 4/5 times 3/7 equals. Very easy. All you have to do is multiply straight across. Numerator times numerator. 4 times 3 is 12. Straight across, denominator times denominator. 5 times 7 is 35. I look at 12 over 35. I know 35 is a fairly large number, so I'm going to try my numerator. 12 will not go into 35. 12, 24, 36, it will not work. So I try to think of a number smaller than 12 that will go into both 12 and 35, and there's not one. The only factors 12 has would be 1 times 12, 2 times 3, 2 times 6, and 3 times 4. And none of those will go into 35. So 12 over 35 is as low as it will go. Let's try another one. 4/8 times 2/4 equals. Multiply straight across. You don't have to worry about getting a common denominator or anything because we're not adding or subtracting. We're multiplying. Numerator times numerator. 4 times 2 is 8. Denominator times denominator. 8 times 4 is 32. And I get my answer of 8 over 32. I have to ask myself, is it as low as it'll go or will it go lower? I notice they're both even, so I know 2 will work. But the hint is always start with your numerator. Will 8 go into 32? And it will. So divide them both by 8. 8 will go into 8 one time. 8 will go into 32 4 times. My final answer is 1/4. Just a review of simplifying, I could have started with 2, and 2 will go into 8 4 times. 2 will go into 32 16 times. And then I would notice those are both even. 2 will go into 4 2 times. 2 will go into 16 8 times. And then I notice those are both even. 2 will go into 2 1 time. 2 will go into 8 4 times. Either way, whether you start with the largest number possible or the smallest number possible, if you get it as low as it'll go, your final answer should be 1/4. So all you have to do when you're multiplying fractions is you just simply multiply straight across. Numerator times numerator, denominator times denominator. The key here, though, is to make sure you get your answer in simplest form. You get it as low as it can go. So let's try another one. When I'm looking at one like 12 over 15 times 3 over 2, I immediately notice that 12 over 15 is a pretty good fraction. It's a pretty big fraction because you have 12 and 15. So anytime you're multiplying by 12 and 15, you're going to get a pretty large number. But I'm going to go ahead and try it that way anyways. 12 times 3 is 36. 15 times 2 is 30. So one more time, 12 times 3 was 36. 15 times 2 is 30. Did you notice that I was multiplying a fraction times an improper fraction? That is okay. If you do that, that is okay. Just remember, if you multiply by an improper fraction, you're most likely going to get an improper answer. So this will reduce to 30 will go into 36 one time. You're going to have 6 over 30 left over. And then I noticed that will reduce. 6 will go into 6 once, and 6 will go into 35 times. So my final answer is 1 1/5. You will always get a fraction as your answer if you're multiplying a proper fraction by a proper fraction like we did on the first 3. But if you notice on the 4th example, we multiplied a fraction times an improper fraction. So your answer is going to be improper, and you're going to end up with a mixed number. Because remember, I told you an improper fraction is always going to give you an answer more than 1 because it's improper. So it's not a regular fraction. Now I want to show you a trick that you could have done on one like this, but I'm going to change it. Instead of 3 over 2, let's put 3 over 6. And I'm going to show you a trick. I don't like to use this a whole lot because sometimes kids get confused. So make sure that you know anytime you're multiplying, you can always multiply straight across. If all else fails, if you don't remember anything else to do, multiply straight across. When I learned to multiply fractions, we always would crisscross simplify. So this is called crisscross simplify, then multiply. Crisscross simplify, then multiply across. Okay? Do not get confused. Do not get confused. When you are doing this, you can crisscross simplify, but you must remember to get your final answer that you had to multiply straight across. So what that means is you're really just following your multiplication sign. So you're looking at it this way, just like your multiplication sign is. Your 3 and your 15. You're going to simplify. You're going to simplify across from each other. So is there a number you can think of that would go into both 3 and 15? And it is. It would be 3. 3 are going to 3 one time. 3 are going to 15 5. So now you have 12 over 5 and 1 over 6. You no longer have a 3. You no longer have a 15. So I'm going to look this way now and see if I can simplify in this direction. So we're looking at our 6 and our 12. 6 are going to 6 once. 6 will go into 12 twice. Now, the direction says crisscross simplify, I did, then multiply across. Once you do that, just multiply straight across. 2 times 1 is 2. 5 times 1 is 5. My final answer is 2/5. So when you do it this way, you simplify first, then get your answer. When you multiply straight across, then simplify, you multiply, then simplify. If I had done it the other way, 12/15 times 3, 6. 12 times 3 is 36. And 15 times 6 is 90. So when I'm looking at 36 over 90, I know that they're both pretty large numbers. So I know that 3 will go into both of these. 3 will go into 36 12 times. And 3 will go into 90 30 times. But then when I look at 12 over 30, I know they're both pretty big. So I asked myself, will 12 go into 30? It will not. They're both even. So I could divide by 2 and get 6 over 15. But when I get 6 over 15, I know 6 won't go into 15. 2 won't go into both. But remember, if 2 doesn't work, go ahead and try 3. 3 will go into 6 2 times. 3 will go into 15 5 times. So my final answer is 2/15. I could have also divided on 12 over 30. I could have divided both of those by 6 at that time, but I chose to do 2 just to practice simplifying. So either way you do it, when you're dealing with larger numbers like 12 and 15, you know when you multiply those by a number, you're going to get a larger number. So it might be to your best interest to simplify first. Don't do that if you get confused. If you get confused easily, just multiply straight across and simplify. Let's try another one that way. Let's do seven 36 times 4 over 21. So this time, because I'm having larger numbers, I know that I don't want to say 36 times 21 because that's a double digit times a double digit, and that gets all confusing some days. So I'm going to try to see if I can make my numbers smaller before I even get started. So if you're going to do it that way, remember to follow your multiplication sign first. Is there a number that will go into both 4 and 36? And it is 4. 4 are going to 4 once. 4 are going to 36 9 times. And then I look across the other way. 7 will go into 7 once. 7 are going to 21 3 times. And then I just multiply straight across. 9 times 3 is 27. 1 times 1 is 1. So my answer is 1/27. 1/27. That's all you got to do. So you have two options. You can either multiply straight across and simplify your answer, or you can crisscross simplify and then multiply. Let's try one that just simplifies one way. Let's do 5/18 times 3/7. 18's large, so I'm going to try to crisscross simplify first. So when I look at this, I know that 3 are going to 3 once, 3 are going to 18 6. When I look at it the other way, I have a 5 and a 7. 5 will not go into 7, 7 will not go into 5, so I can't simplify them. Since you can't simplify them, just multiply across. 5 times 1 is 5. 6 times 7 is 42. I know that 5 won't go into it unless it ends with a 0 or a 5. So 5 over 42 is as low as it'll go. All numbers will not simplify crisscrossing. So if they won't, you will have to multiply straight across. If you have a whole number in a fraction, let's say you say 5 times 2/3. You cannot multiply a whole number in a fraction, so you have to put that whole number over a 1. So before you can multiply, you need to rewrite that as 5 over 1 times 2 over 3, and then you multiply straight across. 5 times 2 is 10. 3 times 1 is 3. That is an improper fraction. So you would say 10 divided by 3. That's 3 times. 3 times 3 is 9. I subtract. I get 3 1/3. That's the next lesson, but there's a heads up on that one.